for Katie Allen on that clarinet also. Okay, is it 6:30? Come on in, folks. Please come in. All right, yeah. More the merrier. Again, let's hear for Cody Musial and his orchestra. There's a warm-up band. Completely student-led, and I'm going to mention a lot of student leadership that we've had in the jazz band this year, so I want to recognize some individuals and that sort of thing, but really you're not in a band to be recognized as an individual, right? You're here as part of a team, so. All right, it's been quite a team this year. We're gonna open up with a great Count Basie arrangement of a tune called April in Paris. We're gonna call it April, May in Oxford. No, May in, all right, something like that. I don't know where we can go from there. I know what we'll do. We'll feature David Burr on the saxophone. How does that sound? Senior David Burr on the loud, Ava. That's tremendous. There. And real quickly, I'd like to really thank all of our seniors here tonight. So we have Alex Beaumont. Let's stand up, seniors. The Alex Beaumont, David Turner, Kylie Pennington, Weston Megan, Jack Ritchie. Wes has also been in the band forever. Wes McClellan. Allison Hepp, senior Allison Hepp. Anya Houston. Oh my goodness. And our spiritual barometer, Miles Kinder. Did I miss anyone? Oh my gosh, did I get it right? Let's hear it for all our seniors in the jazz band, everybody. Did anyone recognize that last tune? It's a Beatles song. It's one of the beautiful Beatles songs. We're going to do more of a jazz tune. That sounded really jazzy though, but this is a Herbie Hancock song called Chameleon. Yeah, let's hear for all the solos. Solos, stand up as we took a solo. Our fearless improvisers. All right, we're going to do one more, but I would like to mention a couple things. First of all, this is not our last performance. We have 2 more performances with this band. So we are going to meet Thursday, and I have a special presentation treat for you guys Thursday morning, and donuts. How does that sound? All right, don't miss Thursday morning. Oh boy. Okay, and we do have a couple more things, and that is we normally give a Louis Armstrong Award, but I would like to give, I'd like to recognize 2 people actually. I don't know how many plaques we get to use, but I'd like to recognize 2 students for excellence. In fact, isn't it weird because it's like, you know, you're in a band, not to be recognized as an individual, but we normally recognize individuals at the last concert. So, but I would like to recognize 2 students that I think have not only shown a huge improvement, but just leadership in the band and just consistent effort. And probably half the band could be called that, right? Is that right? All right, but we're going to recognize tonight, and I'd like to call it the Louis Armstrong and Ella Fitzgerald Awards, because I think this is cute. And who's ever heard that album before? Louis and Ella? Have you heard that album before? All right, you got to listen to that tonight. Okay, and I'd like to recognize tonight seniors Alex Beaumont and Anya Houston tonight. Yeah, excellent. Thank you very much. Incredible. All right. And really quickly though, I'd like to recognize a few more people because it's just been incredible. So we already talked about David Burr and his, I wanted to just recognize him for his leadership. Nick Toko for fearless improvisation. Trinity White, fearless improvisation. Katie Allen, every time, right? Cody Musial, leading in all ways possible. Sky, fearless improviser right there. Rania, Early Bird Award. All right, Early Bird Award. We got some Early Bird Awards coming. Ben Lau is usually a fearless improviser. He didn't do it tonight. But, so Neil, fearless improviser and leadership. Neil Hazelton, thank you so much for everything. Mackenzie, Early Bird, yes? Let's hear from Mackenzie being there all the time. I don't know if she ever goes home. Ethan Carr, Early Bird Award, and I want to thank Miles one more time for his spiritual leadership in this band. Miles is incredible. Let's all. Incredible. All right. I just dropped everything. Okay, here we go. Can we play one more real quick? Can we give the drummers something tonight? All right, here we go. did forget one of our fearless improvisers, Trinity White, on saxophone, too.
I am not going to use the microphone. Can you hear me in the back? Awesome. So welcome to our spring concert. This is our concert band. There will be myself, Mrs. Weller, and another guest conductor tonight who I'll tell you about when it's time for her to conduct. The concert band was one of our 3 high school bands at Band Festival this year. It's been a very long time since all of our bands got straight ones at Band Festival, not just the high school bands, but the middle school as well. 7th, 8th, concert, Symphonic, and Ensemble all had straight ones at festival. And the high school bands, out of a possible 45 grades, they're graded A, B, C, and below. Out of a possible 45 grades for the 3 judges judging the 3 bands, there were only 3 non-A's amongst all of the judging sheets. So not only did they get straight ones, but they pretty much got straight A's as well. So huge testament to the work that our kids did this year. We're going to start our program off tonight with a piece by New. This composer's been doing a lot of really cool stuff. His name is Michael Orr, and the piece is called Uproar. our program with the slow piece. The work as the year goes on to set students up to the next level. And so the maturity that's required to do some of the stuff, we're pushing them so that they're ready to move on, either to Symphonic band or to wind ensemble. There'll be some kids, you know, they'll kind of scatter a little bit from here out of this band. And this piece is a challenging piece. The day transcending night challenges their musical maturity. And so we also added, well, we're going to maybe add Mr. Hill in a little bit. Our normal symphony player, percussionist, is running track tonight. So Mr. Hill is, if you notice, someone who looks slightly older than the others. Just slightly older than the others. That would be Mr. Hill. So I have to introduce our next conductor for our next piece. We are fortunate. We have a student who is planning to move on to the college level and be a music education major next year at Michigan State University, Allison Hepp. And Allison, if you're a marching band parent, you know Allison was one of our drum majors this season. And Allison, kind of through her own devices and motivation, decided to start a teacher, went to counseling, went to Miss Beasley, and wanted to do a teacher cadet program for students who know that they want to pursue education in college and start to work and do some independent study with teachers in maybe the subject area that they're going to go into. And so Allison did this in the fall. Allison worked with Mrs. Weller in orchestra, Mr. Humbach in choir, to kind of like mini student teach, and then this spring she did that in the band program during 7th hour during concert band. And so Allison is actually going to conduct the next piece. It's called The Great Locomotive Chase. To be honest, it's actually the most difficult piece on the program to conduct because there's some tricky tempo changes and all that, and this is really good experience. Allison isn't just getting up and waving her hands and march where the band like checks in at the front desk. Every once in a while, they actually have to watch and they have to pay attention to what Allison is doing. So Allison, although has made a conducting debut for marching band and has conducted the marching band several times, this will be her debut as a concert band conductor, and first of probably hundreds of performances if she stays in the business as long as I have. So please welcome Allison Hepp to conduct. Before we play our final piece, which I'll tell you about in a second, I have a couple things some announcements to make. First of all, marching band Memorial Day parade rehearsal, you got this in email, is Monday, May 20th at 7 o'clock. We're doing it on Monday because Wednesday is OVA commencement in here, and I would rather not have 100 kids playing, and disturb their commencement. So we're doing Monday, May 20th, and then the Memorial Day ceremony and parade is Memorial Day, which is May 27th. We meet at Centennial Park in downtown at 9:30. The students will wear either jeans or shorts. It'll depend on the weather that day. I'll kind of send an email to the marching band. And freshman parents, they're going to get a shirt. Some of them might have it, but it's a blue shirt with a paw print on it, and they wear that. They don't wear marching band uniforms. We stopped doing that when I had lots of kids pass out because it was 95 degrees one year. So, no more of that. So we wear a summer uniform for that. Pre-band camp for marching band folks is July 29th to August 1st. Band camp itself is August 4th to August 8th. And so you'll be getting lots of information in the next few days about all of that. So those are kind of our end of the year announcements. I want to recognize within the band, first of all, I want to recognize we had solo and ensemble festivals back in February, and we had a few kids in here that participated in solo and ensemble. If you went to solo and ensemble, can you please stand up? Solo and ensemble is a completely volunteer. You can sit down. It's a completely volunteer activity where they learn music and go, additional music and go and play in front of the judge. And usually it's, that's a lot in concert band. Freshmen are usually pretty nervous about doing that. So I was real happy with the number of kids that went this year out of concert band. So awesome job. They represented our school extremely well at solo and ensemble. There's also, they'll be recognized again, but there are a few seniors within this band that I want to recognize. We're fortunate that students can choose to take more than one band if they like and can mentor or help out. And so we do have a couple kids who are doing that. Our seniors in here are Maddie Gray. Kelly Patterson. Players are beating each other up with lacrosse sticks tonight. We have a sub. Owen Murphy is a senior playing Barry saxophone. We have our token senior citizen, Mr. Hill. I don't know anybody in the world who's not heard music by John Williams. If you, Star Wars, Superman, Raiders of the Lost Ark, you name the movie, John Williams probably wrote the score for it. It's a great musical score. He's still writing. He was nominated. He's the most Oscar-nominated person in history. He keeps getting nominated. He doesn't win, but he always gets nominated. So he was actually nominated again this year. He was up for an Oscar this year. I forget the movie. Bonus points for the audience if you can tell me the movie that he wrote for. No? Okay. Well, he wrote for something that he's nominated. So this is, you'll recognize these marches. It's the marches of John Williams. We'll close our portion of the concert with that. but you may not know how we all did. 7th, 8th, and all 3 of the high school bands all got straight ones at Band Festival, which is a huge, super proud moment for all of the directors and for the students. And within the Symphonic Band, of a possible 15 grades that they could get, they had 14 A's and 1 B. So awesome job for our Symphonic Band. Strong, very strong first division ratings for them. So, you heard the concert band did a piece called The Great Locomotive Chase. And that piece, I was kind of focused on introducing Allison Heff to conduct the piece. I didn't really talk much about the piece, but the composer of that piece is Robert W. Smith. The first piece we're playing tonight is also by Robert W. Smith. He, prolific composer of band music, and I wanted to play some of his music at our spring concert because he passed away during the school year. He passed away in the fall. Kind of surprisingly, he was still putting out great music. And the 2 pieces that we are doing tonight, The Great Locomotive Chase and this Encanto piece, are 2 of his most played works. Very accessible to multiple bands, and they've been performed thousands and thousands of times, both of these pieces. So this piece is called Encanto. It is not from the Disney movie of the same time. So if you're expecting, Latin American music, you have come to the wrong place. Sweller's going to conduct our next two pieces, but I'll introduce them because I'm the talker. So our next piece is this is a weird title, Corkscrew Grange, and the piece is by composer Percy Aldridge Granger. Now, if you've been coming to band concerts for a while, you would know Granger is a really, really important composer in the band world. He, back in the late 1800s, early 1900s, when band music was written, it was written for military band, and it was all marches. It was more of a military style thing. And the concert bands of today, which were like the Jonas Brothers today, that it was very big. When the Sousa band came to town, it was a huge deal. And John Philip Sousa would write all these marches, and everybody wanted to hear his marches. And then the music that they played was mostly transcriptions of orchestral music, and then little band pieces here and there. And then 2 or 3 composers in England, along with Sousa, they kind of got together and said, we're going to start writing for this cool new wind band movement. And one of them was Holst, Gustav Holst, whose biggest piece was The Planets. He wrote a couple of very important works. And then Percy Granger started setting his music for band. One of Percy Granger's huge, big, important pieces is called Lincolnshire Posy. Lincolnshire Posy is really, really, really hard. We heard it this in December. We went to Chicago and heard the Marine Band play it. It's that level. Very, very hard, professional, college level. But some arrangers have gone through and arranged some of the movements of Lincolnshire Posy to make it more accessible to high school bands. This piece, Corkscrew Grange, is one of the movements from Lincolnshire Posy. You have to hear it because the ending is, you're like, there should be something more. Well, typically there is. There'd be more movements of Lincolnshire Posy. But it can be played as a standalone piece, it just kind of has a different ending. I talked in concert band about how we try to mature the bands. This is one of those pieces. This is them taking the next step in the maturity of their playing. So here's Corkscrew Grange by Percy Granger. guy named Ryan Nowlin. And Ryan is actually important to me. When I did my graduate program at Bowling Green State, I was a graduate assistant director of bands, and so I conducted athletic bands and the concert band and taught conducting class and the music methods class. And in the band program at the time was this horn player, 19, 20 years old, named Ryan Nowlin. So he was a student of mine at Bowling Green State when I was at Bowling Green State in 96, 97, 98. Ryan went and became a high school band director. He was a music ed major, went and became a high school band director in Ohio, and eventually made his way to the Marine Band, the President's own Marine Band in Washington, D.C. That's the band that plays for the inaugurations of the presidents. Whenever you see guys in uniform in the White House playing, that's the Marine Band. That's the President's own Marine Band. Ryan got hired by them to be staff arranger, and he worked his way up, went to an associate conductor, went to assistant conductor, and this past fall, the former conductor of the Marine Band, Jason Fettig, decided to retire and became the director of bands at the University of Michigan. Ryan was the assistant conductor and was appointed to be the director of the President's own Marine Band in Washington, D.C. And we got in the handing over of the baton, which is literally a handing over of the baton. It's John Philip Sousa's baton. Sousa was the most famous conductor of the Marine Band, and he had a baton, and when they changed conductors, they actually, the commandant, the second in command of the Marine Corps was there and oversaw the ceremony of changing the baton from Colonel Fettig to Ryan, who it was awesome to see my former students do that. So now he conducts at the White House all the time. He wrote this piece several years ago. It's called No Greater Joy, and we're going to play it for you now. to recognize all of the students in this band who participated in Solo and Ensemble Festival in February. If you went to Solo and Ensemble, please stand. Solo and Ensemble. A couple of them went to state as well. So we've got seniors in this band. We recognize, but we'll recognize again Maddie again. Rania switched over to horn for this band, and there's Julia playing horn in this band. If you didn't hear my announcements, there are some folks in this band who are playing at commencement, which we are doing commencement May 16th, Thursday, May 16th. They just stay after school, they wear their concert black, stay after school, we feed them, we bus them to Pine Knob, they play for commencement, and then they take the bus back to here, get back between 10 and 10:30, depending upon traffic. Memorial Day parade rehearsal is Monday, May 20th. Memorial Day ceremony is Monday, May 27th at Centennial Park at 9:30. Pre-band camp July 29th to August 1st, and band camp is August 4th to August 8th. You'll get more information about that very, very soon. We're going to close with music from How to Train a Dragon, which we should do. The dragons, from South Oxford there, training them very well for this. welcome back. Supports our wind ensemble. And as you know, I mentioned grade 1 for wind ensemble at the festival. Incredibly proud of that. We'll talk more about their accomplishments a little bit. Before we start, I want to, I don't know how many of you saw the email that went out to the school district today about our principal, Mrs. Beasley. Mrs. Beasley has decided after 33 years in education and after 2 years of being high school principal and coming here after November 30th, she's decided to retire at the end of this school year. And we're going to miss her a great deal from the staff perspective, from the students' perspective, and I think from our community perspective. Mrs. Beasley, probably a lot of you don't know this, but she was a clarinet player in her middle school and high school band. And she always fought it out for first chair with Diane Lipinski. So Mrs. Beasley would remind me frequently of her battles with Diane over who was going to play first chair clarinet in her middle school band. And her love of band continued as a principal back when I started and was starting beginners in middle school band. Mrs. Beasley fancied herself quite the music sub and would come in and teach my beginning band class. I'm not sure what, but she did. But she was always great, and she started kind of through her inspiration at the middle school, the staff band that played at the holiday season, and when she moved up here, she immediately wanted to do that. So she was a clarinet player. Not sure how much she played, but she put forth lots of spirit as a clarinet player. And just has been in my career. When did you start here? 2007. From the time that she started in 2007, she's been a great supporter of me, of our program, and especially of all of our students. And so tonight, we put it together quickly because I just found out this afternoon that she's going to retire. I have a special certificate for Mrs. Beasley, and it says, in recognition of being honorary first chair clarinet in the Oxford High School Band Program and the Oxford Staff Holiday Band, this award is presented to Daisha Beasley, May 6, 2024. You want to sit in with us?
Oh, I don't have the place for it anymore.
We're going to start with a transcription of a famous classical piece, Antonin Dvorak's Symphony No. 9. We've done this recently, but this is a particular favorite of the band, and we thought we'd program this to start our concert. invokes movie music, and he writes lots of very soaring, really cool scores. This, though, is a slow piece, really, really pretty. You'll hear, it'll sound movie music-esque. So this piece is called Redemption by Rosano Gavanto. part of the night where we honor all kinds of seniors for all kinds of things. So first, reminder, commencement for everybody on stage next Thursday. Non-seniors will meet after school, go to Pine Knob on the bus. Seniors come in on Wednesday, a week from tomorrow, to do one practice of our commencement tune. So they'll come to school on Wednesday, get their stuff ready to go, and then Thursday they'll bring their instrument, put it on stage. We've talked through the procedure. Memorial Day rehearsal Monday, May 20th, that's for even the seniors that are in marching band. We still have one more performance for them. May 27th is Memorial Day, that's our parade and ceremony in the park. For the underclassmen, pre-camps, July 29th to August 1st, and band camp is August 4th to August 8th. We want to recognize, first, there's so many people to thank over the course of the year. I wrote it in the program. I want to, for sure, highlight our band boosters, Emily Conley, Jenny Madison, Jenny Lemon, Kelly Brill, Becky Dukowitz, and Autumn Kaufman, who handle the officer positions for us. They do a huge amount of work, huge thank you. I think a couple of them are graduating too, so they get to move on to greener pastures, not having to worry about band stuff. So huge thank you to them, huge thank you to our faculty and staff, our administration. I want to say a huge thank you to Mr. Hill and Mrs. Weller for everything that they do for the band program and for our kids. Mr. Schmaltz at the middle school, huge thank you to them. And then on behalf of Mr. Hill and Mrs. Weller, huge thank you to our families for sharing us and letting us spend time with the kids for everything that they do. So huge, huge thank you. And then finally to all of you senior parents who this is your last band concert that you have to go to. Hopefully you come to some concerts in the future because you want to. But huge from the bottom of my heart to get your kid through the last 7 years and everything that they have gone through and everything that our school has been through, our community has been through, and really how that impacts the band and allowing me and the other directors to help heal through music. It's an honor for me. It's the honor of my life that you share your kids with us and that we were able to walk the journey together over the last 4 years in high school, but really for kids all the way back to 5th and 6th grade. Just a huge honor. So from the bottom of my heart to all of you parents, thank you for everything that you've done for your kids. I want to recognize our seniors tonight. All of the seniors will go by section. So, I get to. So in our flutes, we have Allison Katz. But there's 29 seniors, so we'll be here all night if we clap. So hold your applause, we'll do one big applause again. So Allison Hepp, Hannah Newman, Lucinda Hazelton, Madeline Bray, Kelly Patterson, Ava Karen, that's okay, Emily Marin, Sophia Mantak, Madison McGuire, David Burr, Alex Molina, Ryan Kinsey, Owen Murphy, Jake Mason, Julia Scott, Billy Cresciora, Kaya Kaufman, Andrew Acton, Tiffany Lynn, Josh This is the class of 2024. Ensemble, whether from district or state ensemble, if you participated in ensemble, will you please stand? And I have a few special awards. These awards are given to recognize kids who went above and beyond in the band program this year and really over the 4 years. And I have program recognition awards in, but I want to recognize these outstanding seniors. For outstanding senior performance, Hannah Newman. Outstanding senior performance, Madeline Gray. Outstanding senior performance, Kelly Patterson. Outstanding senior performance, Alexander Beaumont. Outstanding senior performance to David Burr. And kind of formal recognition for outstanding drum major to Joshua Curtis. Outstanding drum major to Madison McGuire. One more round of applause for these outstanding I don't have the awards to give. I have 3 more awards. I don't have these awards to give because I will present them Monday night formally at Senior Honors Night. So these awards are program awards recognizing contribution over the arc of a band career. And so these awards are presented Monday night. But it'll be anticlimactic because I'm going to announce them tonight. Our first award is the Patrick S. Gilmore Band Award. It was introduced in 1994 in honor of the legendary bandmaster and impresario. Patrick Gilmore, who lived from 1829 to 1892, and his band joined General Burnside's expedition to North Carolina in the Civil War. Gilmore also played for every president of his day, including Abraham Lincoln. This award honors outstanding high school band students and their achievements and commitment to band. And there's a plaque in the band room that hangs with the students' names in the band room. This year, the winners of this award are Emily Heron and Sophia Matzak. Each year, the Semper Fidelis Award is presented to 2 students, one boy and one girl, who display the traits that the Marine Corps considers essential to being a good leader: endurance, knowledge, unselfishness, dependability, enthusiasm, and loyalty. Award recipients are students whose leadership have contributed to the success of the band program. The Semper Fidelis Award for Musical Excellence is presented by the United States Marines Youth Foundation and the Marine Corps League in recognition of diligence, dedication, and musical excellence as a performing high school bandsman. This award I actually don't present because there's someone from the Marine Corps in dress blues that will present it to these two students. This year's winners of the Semper Fidelis Award are Julia Scott and Jacob Symphonic. Finally, our last award is the John Philip Sousa Band Award, and I am actually a recipient of the John Philip Sousa Band Award from when I was in high school. And we've had a couple of parent-child recipients of this award over the years. Since its inauguration in 1954, the John Philip Sousa Band Award has been given to thousands of outstanding high school band students for superior musicianship, leadership, dependability, and loyalty. The Sousa Award is the most prestigious award for high school band students. There's a plaque that hangs in the band room that dates back to the 60s of recipients from Oxford High School. This year's winner was a drum major of our marching band this year. She is going to Michigan State University as a music education major after a rigorous audition process where, in addition to being accepted at MSU, she was accepted into the studio at Western Michigan University and at Central Michigan University. That's a huge accomplishment for students who are going and planning to go to college, to go around and do those auditions and to get into a Big Ten school. Music ed school is spectacular. In addition, this student is a founding member of our new music society that we have at Oxford High School, the Trian Music Foundation. She was instrumental, no pun intended, in starting a teacher cadet program here at the school to allow students who are planning to move into education in college the opportunity to get some hands-on experience in our classrooms before they head to college. She has also played in District 3 Honors Band. This past year was first year in the District 3 Honors Band, and in the past has been a participant in Solon Ensemble Festival. Our Sousa Award winner this year, very deserving, goes to Miss Allison F. It's by Randall Standridge, and the band really likes this piece. They begged me to let them play the whole piece at commencement, but it's almost 9 minutes long, and so you're welcome for putting a cut in, because although commencement is lovely and it's a great piece, people are coming to see the graduation, not a band concert. So we're going to play some of it at commencement. So if you're going to commencement, you'll get to hear this again. This is called it's a sailing voyage out on the lake. The composer lives in Wisconsin and wrote it kind of like thinking of a sailor out on the lake coming home. And I think it's the perfect way to wrap up the concert. I hope that our program and our school feels like home to this graduating class. And I hope that as they go out and live their life, they always know that they can turn and come back homeward to Oxford. So here's Homeward Shores.